Later, Ellen, see you never. Good luck with that UK weather. You say that Trump's what since you're packing. We know it's cause your career be lacking. Enjoy your cricket, tea and biscuit. Fuel up and fade out, you stupid d***. Read all about the latest issue. This just in, nobody will miss you.
MC Gene, our Arkansas Eminem.
When Greg Gutfeld and Megyn Kelly set their sights on Ellen DeGeneres, kindness didn't stand a chance. Hollywood's favorite dancing talk show host just stumbled face-first into some cold, hard truth, and they brought receipts. Behind the dazzling smile and daily giveaways. This expose of lifts the veil on the so-called Queen of Nice, and what's revealed is anything but. Think you know Ellen? Think again. This is the plot twist no one saw coming, except maybe her staff.
Article after article of people being like, Ellen is a nasty person. And all these staffers started to come out, not for nothing, but I know a guy, I know him very well, whose sister worked for her, who said, you were not allowed to make eye contact with Ellen in the halls of...
It was all sunshine, sneakers, and studio dance parties. Ellen DeGeneres daytime TVs. Reigning monarch of mirth glided across screens like a hybrid of fairy godmother and self-help guru. Her brand, kindness. Her strategy, charm delivered, between awkward celebrity interviews, product placements, and over-the-top giveaways. The illusion was flawless.
Is feeling the heat as more employees, past and present, from her show say that they were working in a toxic environment. Some Hollywood actors also speaking out against the talk show host now. Let's bring in Carly Shimkus of Fox News Headlines 24/7. Carly, good morning. Great to see you. So what more are we hearing on this story?
Yeah, so things are really spiraling here, and it's sort of two situations unfolding at once. One of them has to do with a mountain of complaints against the show's executive producers. Some 47 past and current employees have complained to BuzzFeed News. Allegations ranging from toxic work environment, bullying, now even...
But behind that velvet curtain of giggles and choreographed cheer, something darker was brewing. This wasn't just a simmering discomfort, it was a full-blown pressure cooker, set too high and left unattended for years. The smiles, perfect, but plastic. The applause, timed, rehearsed, mechanical. The entire operation ran with the efficiency of a military drill and the warmth of a DMV on Monday morning.
On camera, she laughed while she badgered her staff. And so all good things must end, and also the Ellen DeGeneres show. Yes, the 83-year-old entertainer just announced that the upcoming 19th season of her show will be its last. Apparently, she created a workplace more toxic than an Amazon warehouse in Chernobyl. Countless allegations surfaced last summer that the show's work environment was rife with harassment and discrimination. Following those charges, Ellen's ratings dropped faster than Kevin Spacey's pants at a boy band pool party. Try to say that.
It was a performance part tap dance, part televised therapy session designed to project comfort while fueled by control. Viewers saw laughter and lollipops. What they didn't see. A hyper-micromanaged environment where spontaneity was banned, and every backstage interaction followed a script. Human connection was choreographed. Even the authenticity had a dress code.
This is not a nice person. So she eventually got canceled, but now she's coming back. She's got a Netflix special. That's the right response.
Yeah.
She's got a Netflix special. And here's the capper. On the promo, and apparently there's now articles out about from people who have seen the preview, she plays the victim. And she says, poor me. And she actually has the nerve to say that she was run out of...
Every segment, every smile, every tear-jerking surprise wasn't generosity, it was brand strategy. The set was a pastel-painted illusion, the crew disposable, the kindness a marketable commodity. It was daytime TV's most elaborate optical illusion, a feel-good empire where only the elite or the mixed-up felt good at all. And then, it all crumbled like a glitter-covered Jenga tower in a thunderstorm. Years of pressure burst the bubble. The fairy dust settled, and into the wreckage walked Megyn Kelly, not with a mop or a PR pitch, but stilettos and a smirk sharp enough to slice through decades of denial. She didn't tiptoe. She strutted into the scandal, armed with evidence, media savvy, and a zero-tolerance policy for PHONINESS. To her, Ellen wasn't just a flawed celebrity with a branding hiccup, she was a mascot for everything rotten in the modern entertainment machine. A pastel-draped symbol of toxic niceness. A carefully curated illusion hiding a culture of contradiction. Kelly wasn't there to comfort. She came to confront and she detonated.
Ellen got canceled for real a few years ago from just being a jerk.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like a single comment she said or something she did, just lots of people saying that working for her was a living nightmare and that she's a jerk. And I think that's probably why she wants to leave, because she hasn't really been able to make a comeback.
Yeah.
I mean, remember how everybody loved Ellen? They're like, Ellen, we love you, Ellen's here, yay! And then that all went away. So she probably has been thinking of a reason to leave, and now she thinks that this is the reason to try to make it look like some sort of, look how afraid I am, I feel how you feel because I'm, of Trump.
Yeah, it was just the excuse. She is, Emily, I watched her comedy special. It was like a huge pity party. It was about how she was lamenting how her reputation has suffered. She's essentially as popular as a pit bull with monkeypox.
Ellen wasn't just selling kindness, she was mass-producing it. Her show wrapped niceness in flashy packaging and handed it out like daytime candy. But behind the dancing and giveaways was a tightly controlled system. Her success wasn't just talent, it was built on strict control. Staff followed rules that bordered on bizarre, like not making eye contact to the media. Instead of questioning it, played along like extras in her sitcom. Megyn didn't need leaks to uncover the truth. The dysfunction was obvious. Former employees didn't rant, they sighed. The stories were everywhere. Still, the press looked away. Ellen's image was too profitable. So instead of real accountability, we got more puppies, cupcakes, and celebrities.
Seeing this on Trump, do you think that she's going to be, just everybody's going to love her in England?
Especially the jihadis who love the lesbians so much. They're going to love her there. I think she's fleeing for way more than her anger over Trump.
If Trump is truly responsible for Ellen's exodus, shouldn't that go down as his greatest achievement in the last 8? I mean, he should get the Nobel Prize.
He's literally going to have a who's who of left. I mean, the entire 80s music catalog is gone. You got Springsteen, Cher, Madonna. I just don't know why they keep showing pictures of Aaron Rodgers with blonde hair.
Megyn saw a system that didn't just allow hypocrisy, celebrated it. The industry didn't just protect Ellen, it needed her. She made everything seem light and happy, even when it wasn't. But behind the glitter, it wasn't kindness, it was control. And when that illusion finally cracked, Megyn wasn't shocked. She traced the rise, the fake apologies, the crashing ratings. While others clapped at her dancing, Megyn heard the silence behind the scenes. Former staff spoke of fear and pressure, and the media kept spinning her halo. Kindness was a product hand in Hollywood. Products don't get questioned unless they stop selling. Megyn didn't just criticize, she investigated. Why was Ellen untouchable? Why were red flags ignored until social media forced action? Megyn's favorite part. The double standard.
For you on this. This is perfect for you. Because I'm seeing this week that there is an attempted comeback by somebody who did not cross one of those fateful lines of the misstepping on their sacred cows of gender or race or sexuality.
Yeah.
But she was said to be a nasty biatch, and that's Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
So her show got canceled after she had this testy exchange with Dakota Johnson, where something happened where Dakota said, oh, I had this birthday party, and Ellen said, well, why didn't you invite me? You didn't invite me. And she said, like, no, I did invite you, Ellen. That's not what happened. And Ellen had blown her off and then tried to play the victim on the...
Because when a conservative slips, the media swarms. But when Ellen did, she got a soft landing, light headlines, a sympathy arc, and suddenly she was the victim. Megyn didn't buy a tan, neither did Greg Gutfeld. While Megyn used sharp analysis, Greg brought in humor and blunt force. He tore down Ellen's saint image and called her what she was, a product of Hollywood denial, her apology tour. Greg called it Oscar-worthy. Not sincere, just scripted PR under studio lights. The idea that Ellen was just learning about her toxic workplace. Greg laughed at that. She didn't stumble into it, she ran it. Hollywood loves redemption arcs, but when the hero is the problem, that's not growth.
Stay in the hell of Trump. We're out of here. By the way, Walter.
I think we could let the illegal aliens stay if we get enough of Hollywood to self-deport.
Yes. I will take 1,000.
You know, Exactly.
I'll take 1,000 Venezuelan migrants for one share.
Exactly. If you can get one Hollywood star to leave, you get to stay. Otherwise, it's out.
You know what, though? It's funny. I just want to bring this up to you. You can comment or not.
Yeah.
So she left a celebrity base to go to London, and she's already ensconced with other celebrities. So she's basically still in the same bubble.
She's not going back to London. She's going to Oxfordshire. And as the only person on this set who attended Oxford University.
No, way to drop that
It's true. I can tell you that there is nothing high British Oxford society loves more than a failed and despised American talk show.
Greg also targeted Elon's obsession with fame, her royal interviews, billionaire friendships, name-dropping. It wasn't humility, it was showbiz disguised as sincerity. She wasn't your friend. She was a brand. Greg didn't just go after Ellen. He mocked the whole machine behind her. Fans trained to clap on cue. Staff ignored. Reporters dazzled. Ellen's apology. Tears, sneakers, and a speech about personal growth. Greg called it a comedy sketch gone wrong. Still learning at age 60. Please, after years of fame, the only thing left to learn is how to dodge responsibility. His verdict: Ellen didn't fall, she tripped on her fake image and landed on unpaid interns.
Show, home of Matt Lauer, that the bad press actually had nothing to do with her decision. Right, and the Titanic didn't hit an iceberg, it chose to sink.
If it was why I was quitting, I would have not come back this year. I really did think about not coming back because it did, it was devastating. I am a kind person. I am a person who likes to make people happy.
No, the real reason, she says, is it was just too easy. Telling the Hollywood Reporter, quote, when you're a creative person, you constantly need to be challenged. And as great as this show is, and as fun as it is, it's just not a challenge anymore. Well, if that's true, here's an idea. When your viewership is down 43%, why not consider that the challenge?
Megyn kept the focus on what came after. Sponsors pulled out, fans turned away, and ratings plummeted. She wasn't shocked. What stood out was the silence before the storm. Years of softball interviews, bluff pieces, and praise had built a false narrative. Ellen hadn't just fooled the audience, she trained them. Kindness became her costume, and when it slipped, the truth wasn't pretty. Megyn zoomed out. This wasn't just Ellen's fall. It was a cultural shift. Viewers were tired of fake smiles and scripted goodness. They wanted real, and Ellen, the queen of real, was actually the most artificial thing on TV. She lived in an echo chamber, praised by friends, interviewed by fans, shielded by the industry. A snow globe sparkly outside, fake inside. Then Greg came back, one more time. To him, Ellen wasn't just a fallen star, she was a symbol of everything wrong with celebrity culture: image over truth, performance over character.
DeGeneres bails for the UK. All right, I'm going to go to you first, Kat, because this is I think you understand this story. So Ellen and her wife, Portia, have left their millionaire haven of Montecito for England. Now, they're saying they'll never come back in the wake of Trump's win. Do you think that's the reason why she's leaving?
Absolutely.
Greg compared Elon's show to a sitcom that had forgotten it wasn't real. Every smile was rehearsed, every moment scripted. Ellen, who was once a symbol of authenticity, had become a hollow version of herself, a character she could no longer portray with honesty. She wore the mask of humanity, but somewhere along the way, lost touch with her own. Greg's harshest critique wasn't about her personality, it was about the structure she built. Ellen didn't create a talk show. She built a theme park, an artificial world full of rides powered by self-righteousness, tightly controlled, meticulously choreographed, and completely devoid of truth. And when that theme park finally collapsed, all that remained was the echo of fake applause and the lingering smell of stale vegan snacks. Megyn and Greg weren't just exposing a person, they were dismantling the system that elevated her. This wasn't a personal attack. It was a precise demolition. Megyn uncovered the rot within. Greg set the match. And when it happened, America didn't gasp. It nodded, because when the mask finally falls, truth doesn't need to scream. It speaks loud and clear. This wasn't Elon's show anymore. This was the finale written by karma, directed by reality. Ellen didn't just lose her throne. She performed her final dance on a stage she built herself and then vanished from it. No audience, no applause. Just the truth, silent but undeniable. Subscribe, follow, and share. The show may be over, but the truth that always deserves an encore.